Ti piacerebbe avere un viso molto più luminoso, pulito e che attrae? Avere un viso perfetto è il desiderio di tantissime persone. Come ottenerlo però probabilmente molti meno uomini sanno come fare. Purtroppo esistono tanti problemi che ci accomunano, tra cui la pelle secca, la pelle grassa, le impurità, i segni del tempo, i danni del sole. Tutti questi aspetti devono essere in qualche modo trattati se si vuole una pelle luminosa, un viso luminoso. Secondo un recente sondaggio, la prima cosa che le donne osservano in un uomo è il viso. Quindi vale la pena osservare e trattare questa parte del corpo con molta attenzione. L'altro giorno quindi ho deciso di chiedere a due professioniste del settore per scoprire quali sono le azioni che bisogna fare per risolvere questi aspetti. Loro sono Tony e Amanda, sono professioniste Obagi, che è una marca internazionale, un brand internazionale per la cura della pelle. Ho fatto alcune domande appunto per aiutare gli uomini che vogliono migliorare il proprio aspetto a intraprendere quelle cure che servono per rendere il viso luminoso e ringiovanire la pelle, perché si può. Questo video è parte di una serie che voglio realizzare per aiutare gli uomini ad avere informazioni di base semplici e veloci per prendersi cura del proprio aspetto, per migliorare il proprio aspetto. Vanno dalla cura del proprio corpo all'abbigliamento e la combinazione dei colori per vestirsi in modo migliore. Quindi se ti va, sottoscriviti al canale così da non perdere i prossimi video. L'intervista è stata davvero strepitosa, le risposte che ho ottenuto sono state davvero molto interessanti. Devo dire che Tony e Amanda si erano preparate molto bene sul soggetto. Ti chiedo di guardare questo video fino in fondo perché è davvero interessante. E sotto a questo video lascio i link ai prodotti che Tony e Amanda hanno citato e le domande che ho posto a loro. Non mi resta solo che augurarti buona visione e ci vediamo più tardi.
So morning, my name is Amanda and this is my colleague Tony, and we're here with Obagi Medical Products. We work for Health Exchange, and I've been a nurse prescriber for a number of years now. So I've been in aesthetics for about 5 years, done toxins, fillers, skincare, peels, so quite well versed in different skincare products and ranges. And I'll let Tony introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Tony. Obviously, thank you, Amanda, for introducing me. So I've been in the aesthetics industry for 13 years.
Wow.
So my background is beauty therapy, and now I'm an Obagi account manager that covers London and the South East. So I'm here with Amanda to try and educate, show a little bit of knowledge about how we can look after our skins.
I told you we have experts here, so let's start with the first question. The first question I want to ask is, does the beauty of a man depends on his skin?
So I'm really passionate about skin because it's the first thing you see when you meet someone is their skin. So skin health is really, really important. And there's a number of different beauty matrices that we look at when we look at male and female. So for men, the angle of the jaw is really, really important. So male jaw lines are really important when you're talking about aesthetics. So we do a number of treatments which actually manipulate the male jaw to make it more defined, because that's a characteristic that males associate with a beauty factor. Whereas women are very interested in cheeks and lips, and that's why we do a lot of cheek and lip filler treatments with female patients. But for male and females, clarity of the skin is really, really important. So if you've got nice, healthy looking, clear skin, it's a sign of health. So
it's better.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a better presentation of yourself, of course.
And it's the first thing you see when you meet someone, isn't it? The skin.
Exactly. So I was talking about before recent studies or surveys. They asked to ladies what is the first thing they notice on a man, and one of the first answers was face. Of course, a clean face probably helps, no?
Yeah, definitely. And that's why it's one of the universal big beauty metrics is clarity of the skin. That's one of the things that we look at as an indicator of health. So.
And what we try to do at Obagi Medical is we try to educate our clinics and our clients in how to look after skin, because it doesn't come as a natural educator to know exactly what to do. And I think within the skincare market there are so many products that are out there, and we become bombarded.
A lot.
And,
oh my God, it's
we all get sold to every single day.
So I never thought that we need a product consultant because there's so many products
Yeah, exactly. It's
Wow.
all about ingredients, isn't it? And what ingredients.
And just understanding how you can treat those dermatology or problematic skins without making that problem or issue worse.
For a man, it's very important the jaw. And for women, it's very important the cheek, right?
Cheeks and lips.
Cheeks and lips, of course. Probably not lips for men, right?
No, not as much, no. It's not
Be surprised.
Really?
Doesn't tend to be a male complaint that they come in with asking about, but you do get it. It's the same with anything. Whatever your concern is your concern. It's a very personal thing, isn't it? So
Okay. so let's go to the second question. What kind of skins exists?
So when you're talking about male clients, lots of different skins, but men tend to have oilier skin. In general, it just seems to happen that men, because of their hormones and different factors, they have oilier skin. So when they come into clinic, it's something that you look at treating is the oil control on the skin. And then there's...
Thank you so much. Thank you for this answer. I feel very happy because my skin is very oily. So I have this problem. Sometimes I think I am alone with this problem because it's dry and then it becomes oily. So you clean the skin, it becomes dry again and oily again.
Yeah. There are so many factors that lead into that. You've got, hormonal factors, dietary factors, hydration, how much sleep you're getting. There's so many things you have to look at when you're looking at skin health, as well as ingredients.
So we can list it out.
Yeah.
Like food.
Yeah.
Sleep.
Yeah.
Water.
For females, obviously, we've got more cycles, so we get oily skin and then very dry skin. And
so hormones, basically.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
Sleep, if you're not sleeping very well.
Medication.
Medications.
The list is endless.
Yeah.
It can go on.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so it's a serious business, okay? It's very serious. So we need to take it seriously and start to understand each point.
And when you're asking about skin types, you can have thick skin, thin skin, frail skin, oily skin, dry skin, acne-prone skin, pigmented skin. There's so many different things to look at. So your client assessment when you're deciding on skin products is really, really key. So there's so many things to look at, and that's why we do such a thorough assessment.
Okay, so I'm glad that we don't have to rely only on genetics. We can do something. Because I see, when I take a look at some newspapers and you see those models are perfect, I realize what the woman feel because I see these models are perfect.
There's a lot of air pushing involved.
I was going to say, filters nowadays, especially on Snapchat and Instagram, we are constantly looking at the way our skin is perceived by others. And I think if we have blemishes on the skin, we are always using these filters. We are always trying to create that perfect image, and that isn't always the case. So
that's interesting. Yeah?
We can relate 100%, but for guys as well, they're not. I don't know about you, but I will use a filter all the time, to clear out imperfections. But if we can achieve those types of results, so people have the confidence and you don't need to use these, I think that's very powerful.
My trick is to not go very close to the camera. So this is my trick.
Or just don't look at Instagram. That's the pressure. No. There, don't they?
I abuse a lot Instagram.
So I did mention about oil control on male skins, and that can be triggered from a number of different factors. So there's different stresses in the body. Hormones is one of them. Stress, if we're generally stressed, we can produce more sebum on the skin. Diet, if you're eating a bad diet, that can trigger sebum production. But what we talk about with the Abaji Medical products is the oil control, and that is through exfoliation. And Tony will talk to you a bit more about the things that we can use when we're exfoliating the skin.
So when we are exfoliating the skin, one of the most important aspects is to not over-exfoliate. We have a huge array at Abaji Medical of ingredients that we can use to help reduce the oil on the surface of the skin. And some of those may be as simple as a cleanser. So we do offer a salicylic acid wash that can be used in the morning and the evening. And this is there really to reduce the oil production on the surface of the skin to ensure you have a clear baseline really before you apply any at-home care products. Chemical peels are also a great way in clinic of you to be able to have a actual treatment carried out by a therapist. They're very quick, they're easy and they're affordable, so they might be quite a nice way to kickstart any skincare regime as well.
Yeah, so a really good point, because if you've got oil on the skin and you put product on top, it just acts like a barrier.
Absolutely.
So exfoliation is key, and then whatever you put on after that is going to work really, really well. Otherwise, it just...
That's amazing. And also, I want to ask you, what kind of food do you think accelerate this process of becoming oily?
Well,
skin?
sugary diets and it's very difficult, because with acne patients there's only two things that they say that actually are in the clinical papers linked to exacerbating acne symptoms, and that is dairy and wheat. So when you look at the papers, they do say to cut back on those. Sugary diets, again, that's a carbohydrate, so you're going to get more carbohydrates going into the system to sugar and then converts to the carbohydrates. So they say if you cut back on your wheat and carbohydrate intake and also your dairy, then you do get a reduction in the pimples and other things that can form on the skin when you're having an acne type flare-up.
That's great. I have a question for you, Tony. Since we are talking about something that we need to do daily,
Sure.
right? Like taking care is something that you have to do daily. It's not one shot.
Yeah.
What is the routine, weekly and daily, that a man should have?
So I think the fundamental basics of a good skincare regime would always start with exfoliation, protection and stimulation, because then you encompass the whole kind of circle of skincare, and this is then when you start to really then see results. So when we think about exfoliation, again, it doesn't have to be aggressive, it can just be a simple wash that we can use in the AM and the PM. Protection, we're going to be looking at something that's potentially hydrating as well as carrying an SPF. So when we talk about SPF, we generally at Abaji use over an SPF 30, and this is to counteract the UVA and UVB. So when we are exfoliating the skin, we need to exfoliate generally on a day-to-day basis, and this is to increase cell turnover and to keep our skin illuminated as well. So like we were saying, a sign of healthy skin is illumination on the skin. And the way to do this is to exfoliate on a day-to-day basis. Protection is so important. On a day-to-day basis, we should all be applying sun protection. Sun protection is very often forgotten about, and especially on a day like today, where we have rain, we have cloud.
I can even imagine your reaction, guys. Everything
SPF.
she's saying.
Number one product, don't ever forget your sun protection. And for those that don't wear a sun protector every single day, your UVA penetration, which is our aging rate, is actually consistent through the whole year. It's the UVB rays that actually change through our seasons. And now we see that IDR rays actually come from lights as well. So we need to be protected.
Wow. I feel now that I have to do more about my daily routine. I never thought about that.
And then the final step really is stimulation. So within Abaji Medical, we like to use vitamin A products for that stimulation. And we use generally a retinol to begin with. So we start off slow and then we're able to build the tolerance levels within the skin. So encompassing exfoliation, hydration and protection and stimulation, we can really achieve some amazing results. And we would generally recommend Abaji 360 for those concerns.
Sounds great. I have something else to ask you. When you have to travel, no, because we, for example, this year we traveled a lot, and my problem was to carry everything with me. Like, do I need a bag for that, for every product? Especially when you go in a place that there's a lot of sun. We were in Florida for months, maybe months. I have the feeling that the sun was much stronger there than here. Now, so do I need it to do also when I'm on holiday?
Most importantly, because you're in the sun, so you're going to be getting. They do travel sets with Abaji Medical, which is really, really nice. So you can get miniature ones in the travel sets that they do.
And you don't have a problem with borders and things like that.
No. So we travel a lot, don't we, with work? So we're very used to having to take our products a lot of places with us. But I will either decant into the little travel bottles so that I have them with me, or I will buy them. They do certain ranges where they have like a miniature travel-sized little pots to take with you. So that's the way around it.
Okay.
Just decant.
Don't have to stop your skincare routine if you're travelling.
Especially not. The sun, again, is so aging on skin, and we're all trying to prevent aging and breaking down collagen and elastin. And also melanocyte cells get very excited when you go into the sunlight, and that's when we get pigmentation issues.
Yeah.
So we need to stop that from occurring. We need to stop the collagen and elastin breakdown and the pigmentation cells becoming excited and producing too much pigment on the skin.
Oh, thank you so much for the answer that you are giving me. I think that they are very important. And I want to ask you guys one thing. Do you feel that you are able to put in practice these things? Let me know in a comment here. And let's go with the next question, okay? I talk about Italy, and now we talk about how I can cook. So let's
try this.
Yeah, let's go with that. Based on what you said, it's very important to see a dermatologist, or can I do everything by my own?
Mm-hmm. So sometimes, absolutely, it's necessary to see a dermatologist, but I don't think it's always necessary to see a dermatologist. There's a number of different skin conditions out there. But if someone has, and I've treated a lot in my time, mild to sort of moderate acne, and you go and see a skin specialist, they can often treat that, or pigmentation or general skin rejuvenation. There's a lot of highly trained practitioners out there, and I think you just need to check the background of that person and that they know their stuff really, so that you can make sure you're going to see someone who's not going to give you just product sell to you. Absolutely. Because I hate that. I want to go in and know what I'm buying and why I'm buying it.
Okay.
So
you need to trust him, and
yes,
you need to be the same person, so he knows your history.
Exactly.
You don't have to change.
Don't be scared to ask questions to your practitioner. Looking for a practitioner you can trust is one of the most important and fundamental, research tips that we can give you into looking into your clinic that you want to go and see, the credentials of that prescriber or that team that are going to be working and supporting him, and then what kind of products and devices they offer.
Okay, so what is the frequency? Like once a year, or maybe?
And just ensuring that you're using the right skincare products, or you are receiving the right treatments. And don't forget, our skincare regimes do need to be looked at every season change. Mm-hmm. So we might need more hydration, we can add in a little bit more stimulation, and exfoliation. So changing up your skincare routine is also quite important.
I would say, so for skincare clients, I see them about every 3 months. I see them probably more than you would see a toxin or a filler client, because they have to come back in and get their repeat prescriptions.
That makes sense. Tony, let me ask you a question. What are the products that a guy should always have with him?
Okay, so I would say generally there are 2 products that we would always talk about in any skincare routine, whether that be male or female, and this is aniscorbic acid and a sun protector. So when we apply aniscorbic acid to the skin, it is a multifunctional product, and it's very simple and easy to use and gives us that glowing skin from day one. So we will be looking at fighting pollution, which is obviously very important in London. Mm-hmm. We're also going to be looking at suppressing pigmentation. So if you do have any little brown marks on the skin, any signs of sun damage.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
As a natural format, we can definitely eradicate these. Our professional C serum will also help to stimulate collagen, replenish vitamin E within the skin, and it will increase our SPF protection by up to 60%.
Oh, wow.
So it's a no-brainer, absolutely. Okay. And we have 3 different percents within our ascorbic acid range, which we can choose from depending on the oiliness, the thickness, and the sensitivity of the skin. So, and then obviously an SPF, absolutely.
And that will be maybe something that you can ask to a dermatologist to receive tips and suggestions on what kind of specific product. So I'm starting to dig in this word that I have no clue, no ideas. So
we'll have to get you some vitamin C, Alex.
Try it out. Now I will be the perfect skin in the world. My face will become like double. How can I have a glowing face, like a Christmas tree?
Just light up.
Right, very bright.
So again, like Tony was mentioning, vitamin C is the first product that we think of when people say they want some skin brightening and that glow back to the skin.
There's a lot of talk about vitamin C, huh?
It's well documented, it's been around for years. Most dermatology clinics always have vitamin C's in there because of this reason. Because it's a melanocyte suppressor, so it mildly will reduce pigmentation on the skin. It also stimulates collagen, elastin, it's a really good brightening product and stimulating product, as well as helping with skin hydration and protection, like Tony said. On top of that, I would also probably say a chemical peel works really, really nicely for that instant glow, because the reason for that is you want to exfoliate all the dead skin cells off the surface of the skin. And I see it really commonly in male and female clients. They have a lot of dead skin cell buildup, and that slows down as we age. So we have dead skin cells that sit on the surface for too long and give us that dull, tired looking skin that people often complain of.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So chemical peels, vitamin C.
Yeah, I saw vitamin C are selling everywhere. Vitamin C. I saw vitamin C for skin also on Amazon. So everybody. So how can I decide which one?
That's why it's really key to go and see somebody, I think, because you can just be picking products that are wrong for your skin. And the potency of the vitamin C is really, really important. It loves to oxidize really, really quickly. So the way the Abaji one's formulated, it doesn't oxidize on the skin. You want it to get in and do its job.
You want to stick with a brand that you can trust instead of buy something that you don't know. Okay. Can this thing damage, or you just waste your money?
You can pick the wrong one for your skin type and cause big reactions. I mean, I don't know about you, but if you put a wrong vitamin C on your skin, it can cause a real sensitivity reaction.
It can cause tingling, sensitivity, and we're trying to actually reduce inflammation on the skin, so it can have a negative impact if you choose the wrong product for your skin type.
Okay, got it. This question, I think, is very important, especially for young guys.
Yeah.
How can we guys avoid pimples and impurities of our skin?
When we have a spot or we have any type of oil that is on the surface of the skin, it can be really debilitating. Okay, so when we are applying products to the skin, it's important we know what ingredients we are applying, because there are two key ingredients that we would generally use for an acne or an oil-prone skin. And those would be salicylic acid and benzoyl peroxide. Benzoyl peroxide is a very potent ingredient, and this actually helps to reduce the oil content within the skin, kill bacteria. So when we have acne or a very oily skin, it can be very debilitating for us. And we need to try and control that oil on the surface of the skin. Oil then can lead to congestion, it then leads to breakouts. And then visually, we're then trying to mask that problem.
Yeah.
So to help control impurities and pimples, the best two ingredients to be using on the skin is salicylic acid and benzoyl peroxide. And we believe that at Abaji Medical that these two have a huge influence on the way that sebaceous activity within the skin is then really working. So we normally use a salicylic acid base as a prep. So it's a product that we would use to wash and clean the skin. Then using a salicylic acid toner, so something very easy to wipe over the skin. And benzoyl peroxide is actually used through GP clinics as well, but ours is very different to any BPO product that is on the market. So it's actually 1/10,000th of the size of a generic BPO product. So many people will go to their GPs, they'll be prescribed a particular product, and they'll have so much irritation that they then stop using the product.
Wow.
So in conjunction with chemical peels, salicylic acid and benzoyl peroxide can really control acne. And we have treated so many clients with this common issue. So you're not alone.
It's something that one should take care immediately and don't wait.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's quite debilitating for both men and female clients as well. So people want to treat it and get it sorted.
Yeah, we were talking about having like a glow face or a beautiful face, perfect face for men, and these kind of things are probably the most debilitating.
And guys don't wear makeup and foundation, so they have to just live with this.
Yeah, I feel that we are less protective with makeup. No, we can use. You can't use makeup. You girls, you can go to school and use makeup and mask this thing. Well, we can't.
So that's why it's more important for you to look after skin health, so that you're not having to treat with any makeups or cover-ups. We even say the same for females. We want them to wear less makeup.
Absolutely.
Because then if the skin's healthy, they don't need to be covering up anything else on the skin. So
right. So another problem that I'm facing personally, but I know that others have, is circles around eyes. No matter how much I sleep, no matter I try to find solution, I always have this problem.
It's a really common problem. I see it a lot. Really tricky in terms of why you get that, because it can be so many different reasons.
Absolutely.
Lots of different reasons. What main one can be genetics, which unfortunately we can't do too much about our genetics. But
let me tell you something. I for solve this problem, I took a picture of myself when I was like 5 and 6 to see if it was a genetic problem, and I also had the dark cycles on the picture. So yes, it's a genetic thing.
Always.
This is my excuse, by the way.
But we can do some things about it. Also, like you said, I know you said you sleep very well, but I always say to clients, are you getting enough sleep? Are you drinking enough water? Are you hydrating yourself?
No.
You say you are, but I don't believe you. Stacey will be taking you out.
No, we try, but it's very hard. Drink enough water, especially because maybe you need to, like today, we need to meet person. You can drink 6 liters of water and then go to pee every 5 minutes, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
So you have,
Definitely.
you can't when you travel. It's a real problem.
It is.
It's impossible.
When you're
So
out and
to
about.
drink enough, you have to stay at home and doing something comfortable. You can
Office space.
right.
Exactly.
Go back and forth to the loop, right?
Yeah. But in terms of ingredients, because obviously, there are the factors that do give you the dark circles under the eyes, but we can do something about it, and we do use with Abaji Medical Products a product called Abaji Complex Serum, which ingredients-wise, I'm just going to tell you about what it does. It exfoliates around the eye area, so if you have got any build-up of dead skin cells, which I've spoken a lot about today, it will clear that. It's also got caffeine in, which, as you know, caffeine's really good. I don't know if you've used caffeine.
That's great. Everything that goes with caffeine, I love it.
So the caffeine gives you the stimulation that we spoke about, and then it's got a biomineral complex in, which stimulates collagen and elastin to try and plump up the area.
I love the stimulation of the coffee.
We all do. I'm like, don't talk to me in the morning before I've had my coffee.
Okay.
It's welcome to the town about it.
I can drink coffee during the night.
What?
You need to recover a situation of a man, like on 50 years old or 40 years old, and you need to recover a situation of lack of care. What's your answer?
So you're talking about repair here, aren't you?
Yeah, so I think probably one of the main ingredients is going to be vitamin A. So vitamin A it's a huge umbrella. It's a known ingredient that we use for restoring the skin, rejuvenating, increasing cellular turnover as well. And when we use a vitamin A product, a vitamin A is restoring damage. So what we have previously done, we can always repair. And how we use that is determined by a dermatologist or a physician or a clinic that you might go into. So I would thoroughly recommend that you go to see somebody, that practitioner that you can trust, so they can recommend a vitamin A product for you. And that vitamin A might be a retinol of varying percents. So it's important because there can be side effects that come with using a vitamin A. So we need to make sure that you guys get the right one.
Okay.
And alongside that, chemical peels, like we've already said, a quick and affordable exfoliating procedure that doesn't necessarily have to give you any downtime, but it will make the skin glow, improve the tone and texture, reduce the pore size, and give you that instant great quality skin that everybody wants.
Okay. Do you suggest plastic surgery?
I think if you go into a particular clinic, they will process all of the information given to them by a client, and if they feel that they can't treat them, they will 9 times out of 10 refer them on to somebody who can help. So if they think that they can't treat them with the non-surgical treatments that they have in clinic, then absolutely they will refer them on to a plastic surgeon.
Amazing.
Patient selection is very important for doctors in our field, so. But hopefully, if you've looked after your skin, you won't need to. You'll get to that a lot later. You'll be fine.
Absolutely, of course.
Se questo video ti è piaciuto, lasciami un commento qui sotto, ne sarei veramente felice. Sono davvero onorato di aver avuto come ospiti Tony e Amanda, perché oltre a essere veramente preparate, sono davvero simpatiche. Durante la registrazione di questa intervista ci sono stati momenti davvero molto simpatici che magari vi condivido in un altro video. Se hai qualche amico che pensi possa essere interessato a questi argomenti, mandagli il link a questo video o condividilo, lasciami un commento qui sotto, iscriviti al canale e noi ci vediamo al prossimo filmato.